Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Houston Astros beat the Sugarland Space Cowboys, who are the Houston Astros AAA team. We got to see a couple players that at some point throughout the Astros season, you will see these guys in the major leagues, at least I think. Now, one of the guys that we saw today for the Space Cowboys, you will definitely see, and that was their starting pitcher, J.P. France, who got an extra start. I know it had to be a little bit weird for J.P. France to go to the Space Cowboys after, he did start. Again, when these two teams played 2 games against each other last year in Sugarland. Now the Astros played 2 games against each other at Minute Maid. And last year, J.P. France got to start and played the Astros lineup. But back then, he was not a part of the Astros major league team. He had not played with them yet. Now, he's spent the second half of the season with the Astros after starting against Seattle, and then he just stayed as a starter for the Astros for months. He got 2 starts with the Astros this spring. But he was held back because of an injury that he dealt with early on in spring, and I think they felt like they didn't get enough work from him going into the season. They wanted to see some more from him, and they started him. But they also wanted to see more of Ronald Blanco as well, who is another guy that he definitely has played well enough throughout spring training to the point where he's played well enough throughout spring to make the roster, but he had not played, he had not really, I'm not going to say he hadn't played well enough for a starter, but I didn't think up until this start he had really, grabbed that 5th starter spot. But after this performance by Ronald Blanco, he really did, because he got the W. The Astros win 7-3, of course. It says 1-0 this spring, but this is this is not. These records do not count towards the spring training records. He's a 2. Well, I'm looking at the ERA and thinking, okay, this is the ERA he has all year, but it's not, because of the fact that his ERA was totally different when he was in spring training. It was 0. He didn't give up any runs throughout spring training, but he did give up his first run throughout spring in these 2 games, which was a home run to Quincy Hamilton. But outside of that, he didn't even go 5 innings, pitched 4 innings and 2/3 of the 5th inning, and had 10 strikeouts today. That's not even the best part about it all. This man was dealing with stuff off the field. He just had a baby today and goes out there, not even 5 innings, gets 10 strikeouts, only giving up 1 run, which was the 4th pitch of the game, home run to Quincy Hamilton. That's how we're going to get to the scoring summary in this game. Let's get into it. So, starts off with that Quincy Hamilton home run on a fly ball to right field. Then Alex Bregman in the bottom of the 2nd hits a home run on a fly ball to left, and it's 1-1. Then Victor Caratini with the RBI single on a ground ball to right field. To right fielder Pedro Leon, Jeremy Pena scores. Then Kyle Tucker grounds into a force out. Second baseman Shea Whitcomb to shortstop Jesus Bastadas. Jose Altuve scores. Yordan Alvarez out at second. Throwing error by shortstop Jesus Bastadas, 1 out. Then Alex Bregman gets another RBI single to right field. Kyle Tucker scores. Then the Space Cowboys get some runs. And I talked about guys that will get to play with the Astros. This is one of the guys from AAA that will be one of the first guys to get called up at some point, and that is David Hensley. Singles on a ground ball to center fielder Mauricio Dubon, Will Wagner, and Trey Cabbage score. Pedro Leon to third. And that wraps up the 6th inning as a 3-4. But then the Astros have a really big 6th inning where in the bottom of the 6th, Yano Diaz doubles on a line drive to left fielder Quincy Hamilton. Chad Stevens scores. It's 5-3. Now, we've seen so many Correa home runs throughout Astros history, and I've seen so many Correa home runs, but today marks a new history for Houston Astros baseball. Someone other than Carlos Correa in the Correa family hits a home run for the Houston Astros, and that is J.C. Correa. J.C. Correa, brother of Carlos Correa, hits a home run for the Astros. 2-run shot. Yanner Diaz, who was on second at the time from the double, scores, and it's 7-3 for the Astros, and that wraps up the scoring in this ball game for the Houston Astros. Now, let's go to the Astros individual batters today after wrapping up the scoring in this one. So, Altuve had 2 at-bats. He scored 1 run, 0 hits, had 1 walk. That's how he scored 1 run. Yordan Alvarez had 3 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. And his last at-bat, or his second last at-bat was a hit, and then he struck out once. He was replaced by McCormick, who had 1 at-bat, and that was it. Kyle Tucker had 3 at-bats, scored 1 run with 1 strikeout, struck out 1 time. He scored 1 run, and that was it. Corey Julks, he had 1 at-bat, struck out once, and that was it. Alex Bregman had 2 at-bats, 1 run scored, 2 hits, a RBI single and a home run, 2 RBIs and 1 walk. He was replaced by Stevens, who had 1 at-bat and scored 1 run. And then Jose Abreu had 3 at-bats today, was 0 for 3, and that was it for him. John Singleton replaced him, had 1 at-bat, and he didn't do anything in that at-bat. Yanner Diaz went 1 for 3 today with that RBI double, and then was replaced by Brewer, who had a hit. Jeremy Pena went 1 for 2 today with a hit, and then it was an infield hit, though, and he scored a run. J.C. Correa replaced him at second base, and he hit a home run. And Victor Cartini played catcher today, had 3 at-bats. He had 1 hit for an RBI. And Luke Berryhill replaced him, and he struck out in his only at-bat. Mauricio Dubon had 3 at-bats today, and we saw him do so good in spring, but today he went 0 for 3, and he was replaced by Jake Myers, and that was really it. If we go to the Astros, pitching, Ronald Blanco was fantastic. He pitched only, I said 4 2/3. It was 4 1/3. Gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, 1 home run given up, and this was after he just had him and his wife just had a baby today. Seth Martinez finished that 5th inning, and he gave up 1 walk with 1 strikeout. Brian Abreu really struggled. This is going to be the last time we see him until Game 3 of the Yankees series. We will not see him until Saturday. So, if Abreu didn't struggle, I think they may possibly would have given him potentially 2 innings in this ball game, but that was not the case. He did struggle. We're not going to see him until Saturday. We're not going to don't expect him to see him Thursday or Friday of the first 2 games against the Yankees, because he is suspended for all the the incidents that happened with Adolis Garcia in the postseason. And he gave it 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks. So it was just the day of 2s for Brian Abreu. Taylor Scott went in and pitched the 7th of the Astros. Now, he is trying to get a roster spot. I don't know how this helps him. He does give up 2 hits, but he does have 2 strikeouts. So he didn't give up any earned runs, but he did give up 2 hits and had 2 strikeouts. I think it kind of evens out a little bit, but I think it'll be interesting to see if Taylor Scott makes the Astros opening day roster. So then Joel Cunell, he pitched the 8th inning and gave it 1 hit with 2 strikeouts, and then Contreras pitched the 9th inning and had 1 strikeout. So yeah, Astros in 9 innings as a pitching total had 7. He gave up only 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, 16 strikeouts, and only gave up 1 home run. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out. Go Astros.